Bhagavatam class. Okay, I'm getting confused with Saturday class and then Sunday morning class. Saturday evening Bhagavatam class, and we're going to start with the first canto, third chapter today. But before we start with the third canto, let's recite the slokas which we have completed till now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Janmadhyasya to anvayat. Janmadhyasya to anvayat. Itarascha arteshu abhigya swarat. Itarascha arteshu abhigya swarat. Tena brahma hridayadi kave. Muhyanti yat suryaha. Muhyanti yat suryaha. Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo. Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo. Yatra trisargo amrishaha. Yatra trisargo amrishaha. Dhamna sena sada nirasta. Dhamna sena sada nirasta. Kukam satyam param dhimahi. Kukam satyam param dhimahi. धर्म प्रोजित कैतवो अत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणाम सताम वैद्यमस्तम अत्र वस्तु शिवदम तापत्रे उन्मूलनम श्रीमद् भागवते महामुनि कृते किं वा परेर ईश्वरः सद्यो हृदयो अवृद्धे अत्र कृतभि शुश्रुभि तत्क्षणात् निगम कल्पतरो गलितं फलम् सुखमुखर अमृत द्रव्य संयुक्तम् पीबत भागवतं रसमालयम् मुहुर अहो रसिका भुवि भावुका प्रायेण अल्पायुष्य सभ्य कलव अस्मिन् युगे जनः मंद सुमंद मथयो मंद भाग्या हि उपद्रतः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जाय मुदीरे सवै पुंसा परो धर्मो यथो भक्ति अधोक्षजे अहेतुकी अप्रतिहता या आत्मा सुप्रसीदति वासुदेवे भगवती भक्ति योग प्रयोजिता जन्यत्याशु वैराग्यम ज्ञानम च यद अहेतुकम धर्म स्वनिष्ठित पुंसाम विश्वक्सेन कथासुयः न उत्पादे यदि रतिम श्रम एव हि केवलम धर्म हि अपवर्गस्य न अर्थो अर्थाय उपकल्पते धर्मस्य एकान्तस्य कामो लाभा हि स्मृतः वदन्ति तत्तत्त्वविदस् तत्त्वं यज्ञानम् अद्वयं ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवान इति शब्दते अत पुंभिर्द्विज श्रेष्ठः वर्णाश्रम विभागसः स्वनुष्ठस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम् शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्य श्रवण कीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थितो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्स्रताम् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवतिर्नैष्ठिकी वासुदेवे परा वेदा वासुदेव परा मखा वासुदेव परा योगा वासुदेव परा क्रिया वासुदेव परम ज्ञानम वासुदेव परम तपः वासुदेव परो धर्मो वासुदेव परागतिः. Okay, today I don't think we'll be taking the HG.Ram Amshakalapumsam, but let's see if we can reach this up to the 28 words, because this chapter is very easy and small. So, I mean, this is very easy for you because this talks only about the incarnation. The third chapter talks about the various incarnations of the Lord. So, let's go to the chapter first. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. That is the title of this chapter. So, अभी तक सुखदेव गोस्वामी आया नहीं है अभी तक. He has not entered the scene. अभी तक सुखदेव गोस्वामी is only talking. So at the end of the canto, second canto, सुखदेव गोस्वामी will start speaking. अभी तो काफी बहुत सीखना बाकी है अभी. Okay.
ये जो 88,000 जो
ऋषिस, हाँ.
So they were talking first to Sukdev Goswami or Sukh Goswami?
They never talk to Sukdev Goswami.
But Prabhuji, they asked them what is the Param truth?
They have asked. Now, till now, Parikshit Maharaj's questions is yet to come on the last chapter of this first canto. These are the questions asked by the sages. These are the questions asked by the sages to through Suta Goswami. See, what happened was 88,000 rishis were there. So they needed one leader who could represent them. So Shaunak, that is why it is always said as Shaunak Adi Rishis. Shaunak Adi Rishis it is said. Adi means etc. It means 88,000 rishis. So, wo rishis were too much of talking, huh? Silence. So, these rishis were asking the question because they were fed up. Kali Yuga was on the beginning and Dwapar Yuga had ended, and the symptoms of Kali Yuga was seen very clearly. And the first symptom was Prayanal Payush Sabhya Kalavasmin Yugejana Manda Sumandapatyo Manda Bhagya Upadrita. That is the first eminent signal of Kali Yuga. कि आयु कम होगी, बुद्धि कम रहेगा और भक्ति की तरफ तो बिल्कुल रुझान ही नहीं रहेगा लोगों का. People will not be interested in devotional service. It is like coming for devotional service means a big torture. It's like that. So that is the reason why they were asking these questions to Suta Goswami. क्या हो गया? Here nothing. So Suta Goswami was being asked. So Suta Goswami was answering these questions. And now these questions will further go ahead, and then he will describe what all questions Parikshit Maharaj asked to Shukdev Goswami. Here is the best part of this is, इसमें आपको flashback के अंदर flashback. We used to see in movies, flashback के अंदर flashback. तो इसमें flashback के अंदर flashback है. Now Sukdev, now in the third canto, you will see is Suta Goswami talking to. First is Suta Goswami talking to Shaunakadi Rishis. Then in that, Shukdev Goswami will be talking to Parikshit Maharaj. And some questions Parikshit Maharaj will be asking Sukdev Goswami. And Sukdev Goswami will be giving reference of Vidura talking to Maitreya Rishi. So flashback ke andar flashback. So that is how Bhagavatam is. See, Bhagavatam, to understand Bhagavatam, first one has to have a very clear mind. What is he want to achieve? Let's say all the 6 days in a week you achieve something to be alive in this material world. But then to be alive in the spiritual world, you need something. And that is what Bhagavatam gives. That is why it is said, Dharma projito kaitava atra. Paramo nirmat saranam satam. So what is the dharma projito kaitava atra? ये kaitava dharma, ये जो बाकी सब कर्म कांड है जरूरी है, It's not that that is bad. No, you need to do Devi Devata Puja and all, fine. That is secondary. That's not the primary goal of our life. So what happens? But people generally get stuck to that and think that is the final of it. That very nice conversation will come between Narad Muni and Vyasdev. That will come further in the chapters. Beautiful conversation that you are not given the real message. Narad Muni will say, after Vyasdev, after writing the entire, making the 4 Vedas, he split the 1 Vedas into 4 Vedas. Then he wrote the entire Purana. Everything, after writing everything, he was still sad. We just imagine, the writer himself is sad after writing so much. And वही हमको पढ़ने को वक्त नहीं है, इतना लिखा उन्होंने. That time Narad Muni, his spiritual master, whenever one is in a confused state, Arjuna also surrendered to his spiritual master. Vyasdev also surrendered to his spiritual master, and spiritual master guided him that you have given something which is of less importance. You have talked about God in all the Vedas, but not fully described Him. So write a book which will be useful for the Kali Yuga people, which will talk about only and only about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. तो उन्होंने तब भागवतम लिखा. And after writing भागवतम, व्यासदेव ने कुछ नहीं लिखा. He was satisfied, and that is the end. This is the end. And Bhagavatam, if you see entire Bhagavatam, it is story of either God or story of God's pure devotees. If you see Amrish Maharaj story, you see Gajendra story, you see any story which is there inside Bhagavatam, it talks about only of pure devotees. So उनसे हमको प्रेरणा मिलती है कि how Bhagavatam can give us the actual, the goal of our life after death. Prahlad Maharaj says, Tadapi Adruvam Arthadham. He says that this world, this human birth in this world is the most beneficial thing, most फायदेमंद चीज है. इससे precious चीज you will not get. The most precious thing is human birth. But there is only one big defect in that. And what is that? It is adruvam. It is uncertain. We don't know when life will be over. Just now, yesterday night, Vishal Prabhuji's father expired. Suddenly, heart attack. I talked to Puja Mataji, and Puja Mataji is telling me that by the time they could reach from their bedroom to their bedroom, inside the house, from one bedroom to another bedroom before they could go, everything was over. That's what she was telling me. I didn't go into the details, but yeah, Prabhuji, wahi hai na, wahi hua na. It was instantaneous. अच्छा हो गया था. ओह तब तक हो गया था. So it's like that is what is adruvam. It is not शाश्वत नहीं है. We don't know next Saturday, well, I will be meeting you all or you all will be meeting me. Nobody knows. That is the speciality of human life. So that is what we learn in this. So let's understand now. First, Bhagavatam is describing the various Purusha avatars. Now, what are the Purusha avatars? Okay, if you go to Sri Sampradaya, there is only one Vishnu lying down Sheshnag with Lakshmiji catching his feet, and there is no other Vishnus. Whereas in Bhagavatam, this is described very clearly. Though they also accept, Sri Sampradaya also accept, and they also tease this, but it is more eminent in, not so eminent in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. In other Sampradayas, it is not that eminent. There is Shirodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Karanodakshaya Vishnu. Or we have to take it reverse. First is Karanodakshaya Vishnu, then it's Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and then it is Shirodakshaya Vishnu. And that is what is going to be discussed now over here. Please read through. Let me offer my 1 minute. Yeah.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances
Huh?
unto him. Sorry. 1.6.1.
Okay, Jigar, you read little then you find it out. Okay. We have got a lot of reading today.
Suta said, in the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded himself in the universal form of the Purusha incarnation and manifested all the ingredients for the material creation. And thus, at first, there was the creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universe.
Please read the purport.
The Bhagavad Gita states that the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna maintains these material universes by extending his plenary expansion. So, this Purusha form is the confirmation of the same principle. The original personality of Godhead was Vasudev or Lord Krishna, who is famous as the son of King Vasudev or King Nanda, is full with all opulences, all potencies, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. Part of his opulences are manifested as impersonal Brahman, and part of his opulences are manifested as Paramatma. This Purusha feature of the same personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the original Paramatma manifestation of the Lord. This Purusha feature of the same personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the original Paramatma manifestation of the Lord. There are three Purusha features in the material creation, and this form, who is known as Karanodakshaya Vishnu, is the first of the three. The other are known as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and Shirodakshaya Vishnu, which we shall know one after another. The innumerable universe are generated by the skin holes of the Karanodakshaya Vishnu, and in each one of the universe, the Lord enters as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
This I have already explained earlier in our Saturday class, that how Lord first lies down. All of you all know that Lord is lying down in Yoga Nidra. What is the meaning of Yoga Nidra? What is the meaning of Yoga Nidra? Bhagavan Yoga Nidra mein so rahe na, so what is the meaning of Yoga Nidra? Just imagine if you all are sleeping. Who said sleeping?
Sleeping awake, sleeping position.
Sleeping position. Sleeping. Just imagine you all are sleeping. So how much aware are you? Can you take care of, are you aware of what is happening around you and what is being done by you? Even your snoring noise you are not aware of. You know that? So what is Yoga Nidra? Lord is supposed to be in Yoga Nidra.
Not fully slept, not.
You know, there's one nice joke. You know, when Draupadi the Draupadi Vasaran Leela was going on that time. It's a very nice Acharya Drishtant is there, that how you think, first and foremost, though we are diverting from the topic, but this is a very important point which I wanted to share with you. How many of you all think that Krishna was there with the Pandavas, or siding the Pandavas, or supporting the Pandavas, because they were real good devotees and they were really nice people? How many of you will agree to that? Most of us agree to that. But Acharya has given another additional dishtant. I mean, it's not that they were bad like the Kauravas. They were good, but there's an additional understanding to that. And that additional understanding is, when Draupadi was being disrobed, that time Lord just called Dharma and he said, Vardatam, Vardatam, Vardatam. What is the meaning of Vardatam? Go on increasing, विस्तार होते जाओ, विस्तार होते जाओ. तो उन्होंने द्रौपदी का साड़ी को या कपड़े को वर्धताम, विस्तार होने के लिए छोड़ दिया था. It was what going on increasing. That's why Dushyasan was going on pulling, but he was getting tired, but it was not getting over. That time everyone knows that he was playing Chaucer, he was playing sing with Rukmani ji. And Rukmani immediately said, what type of Pandavas, what type of people are they? A lady, for a lady, husband is a protector. इसके लिए उसका नाम पति. And Lord, what is Lord called as? शाश्वताम पति. भगवान को कई बार भागवतम में he has been addressed as शाश्वताम पति. शाश्वताम पति means eternal pati. We all, for us, all of us, Lord is eternal pati, shashvatam pati. And shati pati means what? One who takes care of you. Who takes care of you or who protects you. Vata rakshati iti pati. So this fellow Rukmani asked, what is this happening? You are saying Vardatam, 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 and वहाँ पे कपड़े बड़े हो रहे हैं, but उनके एक नहीं 5 पति है, and all 5 are supposed to be superheroes. But these superheroes होने के बावजूद they are not able to take save one thing. So Lord he became very angry. He immediately called for Sudarshan. He said, go and kill these 5 Pandavas. पांचों को मार दो. They are taking care of, because for Lord the most important person was Draupadi. See, the entire Pandavas were taken care of because of only one reason. Draupadi was the best sister of Krishna. She had done so much of devotional service. Definitely all of you know that she had not come from any mother's womb. She had been generated from the fire. Agni, Yagya Kunda se aayi thi. So immediately the Mrs., that is Rukmani ji, immediately stopped Sudarshan Chakra. Ruk jao, mat jao. So he asked, Krishna asked, why you stopped my Sudarshan Chakra? He said, are you sleeping? Have you gone crazy? Have you gone mad? That time Krishna says, you think I can stop thinking for a minute also? This is the answer for the question of Yoganitra. The whole world, the whole universe will literally collapse. Everything will collapse. So Lord cannot even rest for a split second also. What to talk about that? They say this is not the time to make fun, because Krishna was very angry that time. Because of the misbehavior of the 5 Pandavas, or the inability of the 5 Pandavas. So immediately he said, don't, ye mazak karne ka waqt nahi hai. And what do you think? I am not aware of it? What am I not aware of in this world? I am aware of everything. Because of my awareness only the whole world prevails and the whole world is standing. That time she says, if you send this Sudarshan Chakra, मुझे कोई problem नहीं है. But आपकी बहन ही विधवा हो जाएगी. आपकी बहन ही विधवा हो जाएगी. He says, हाँ, ये भी point है आपका सही है. ठीक है. Then he says, tells the Sudarshan Chakra, okay, don't go and don't kill the Pandavas. So it is said that, there are 2 reasons why I said, one is the Pandava story and one is Yuga. Lord is always lying down on the Anantashesh, and always Lakshmi ji is catching his feet. But what is that she is catching? You think Lord is having some arthritis or something? हमेशा पैर पकड़ते रहना पड़ेगा क्या भगवान को? Why Lakshmi ji does?
You told the story that once he went away, to not let him go anywhere.
Okay, there is Vishnu's feet. She can see him. Very nice, very beautiful point. This is also a true, correct point. And does she really catch the feet?
No.
Then? With the shadow, because Lord's feet are supposed to be so tender that only the shadow, with the shadow of her hands, she catches the feet of the Lord. And the most important 2 points are, yes, she wants to make sure that Vishnu doesn't go anywhere, and last but not the least, she can always take darshan. When she is in the feet, she can take darshan. And it's said that once Lakshmi ji got very jealous. Always, Lord is covered by Sheshnag, and Sheshnag push kabhi kya marega bharosa nahi. So she is always standing behind. saying, wow, you are taking care of the head, I will take from foot to head, I will take care of. So that's the bhava. So this is the first Purusha Avatara which is being explained over here, and it explains about the how this, when Lord in the first form of in the form of Kanana Dakshaya Vishnu, Lord lies down on the bottom of the world, and there from his pores, from each pores, unlimited universes are being generated. So each is called as Jagadand. Anda means egg. Jagadanda means universal egg. So inside each universal egg, there are billions and billions of universes created by Lord lying down. Then inside each universe, Lord goes inside, because these universe eggs are literally dark. So Lord goes inside, and with his own perspiration, which is also transcendental. When a person is transcendental, his things are also transcendental, spiritual. So with his perspiration, he fills the universe, half the universe, with water. And there he lies down again on the Sheshnag. And then we'll understand how from his navel, the Brahmaji's Kamal, the Kamal on which the Brahmaji comes, grows from this navel. And inside the stem of the lotus are the 14 planetary systems. 14 planetary systems, the upper lower planetary system, the lower planetary system, and the middle. Middle is Bhu, that is the place where we are staying. Then Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Rasatal, Patal. They are the lower planetary system. Then Bhu, Bhava, Jana, Tapa, Satya, Brahma. These are all the higher planetary systems. So in between is the earth. And what do? We humans are given a chance in the Bhu. That is the earth. We do animalistic activities. Either we rot here only, or we go to hell, or we go to lower planetary system. And we do something nice, punya ka kaam karte hain, so we go to higher planetary system. And then from there, come back again. So we are shuttling, it's like a tube, and we are like a, lift. कभी अपर, कभी ऊपर, कभी नीचे, कभी 10th फ्लोर पे, तो कभी कोई 14th फ्लोर पे, या कभी 0 ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे. ऐसे हम लोग शटल कर रहे हैं. Yoga Nidra means Lord is very much conscious. At that point, Lord is very much conscious of what is happening, and he is in total control of everything. That is why Lord says, Mata Paratram Nanet Kinchit Astit Dhananjaya Mai Sarvam Idam Proktam Sutre Managani Ivaha. What does the Lord say in the Bhagavad Gita? 7th chapter, he says, like the pearls are strong, like abhi ek kanthimala hai. Ye khadi kaisi hai? All the beads are standing, but there is a thread inside which is holding all the beads, but the thread cannot be seen. So either sutra means thread. धागा, सूत्रे मणगणी वाह. ये सब मणियों को मैं इन सूत्रों से मैं बांध के रखता हूं. मैं दिखूंगा नहीं, बट आई एम द, अगर मैं छूट गया तो पूरे मोती बिखर जाएंगे. वैसे पूरा यूनिवर्स बिखर जाएगा. ओके, yes, let it complete.
Okay. The Bhagavad Gita, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is also mentioned that the material world is created at certain intervals and then destroyed. This creation and destruction is done by the supreme will because of the conditioned soul or the Nitya Baddha living beings.
Nitya Baddha living beings. We are all Nitya Baddha. हम लोग क्यों नित्य बद्ध हैं? अनादि काल से हम लोग इस भव सर्कल में है, इस भव साइकिल में है. ये भव रोग है हम लोगों का. हमारे अंदर सबसे बड़ा रोग है भव रोग. व्हाट इज भव रोग? भव मीन्स टू टेक बर्थ अगेन. हम लोग मरते हैं मगर वापस जन्म लेने के लिए मरते हैं. दैट इज व्हाई लॉर्ड सेज द एग्जांपल ना, वसामसी जीर्णानि यथा व्यया. जैसे पुराना कपड़ा पुराना हो जाता है, हम छोड़ के नया कपड़ा लेते हैं, वैसे हम एक शरीर पुराना हो गया, छोड़ के नया शरीर लेते हैं. बट वी आर नॉट. दैट इज व्हाई वी आर नित्य बद्ध. Whereas living entities staying in the spiritual planet are called as Nitya Siddha. They are Nitya Siddha. We are all Nitya Baddha.
The Nitya Baddha or the eternally conditioned soul have the sense of individuality or
Ahankar.
Ahankar, which dictates them sense enjoyment, which they are unable to have constitutionally. The Lord is the only enjoyer, and all others are enjoyed. The living beings are predominated enjoyers, but the eternally conditioned soul, forgetful of this constitutional position, have strong aspirations to enjoy. The chance to enjoy matter is given to the conditioned soul in the material world. And side by side, they are given the chance to understand their real constitutional position.
Here, Prabhupada is trying to give a very important understanding. अभी आजकल तो बच्चे मॉडर्न खिलौने के साथ खेलते हैं, बट जब हम लोग छोटे थे तो एक देयर टू कम नाइस किचन सेट वगैरह आता था फॉर गर्ल्स स्पेशली. देयर टू बी नाइस स्मॉल कुकर, स्मॉल गैस, स्मॉल रोटी बेलन एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, बर्तन एंड ऑल, एंड बच्चे उसमें खेलते थे. मम्मी मैं तुझे चाय बना के देती हूँ, पकौड़ी बना के देती हूँ, दाल चावल बनाती हूँ, वॉट एवर इट इज. सो इट यूज टू बी ए डिफरेंट फन ऑल टुगेदर. Just imagine a child is playing with that. क्या उस खाने से या उस खाना पकाने से उसका खुद का पेट भरने वाला है? She may be playing in the morning, but in the afternoon when the child who is playing with the same kitchen set says, "Mommy, I am hungry, give me food." What does this mean? Those things are meant to be played with, not for eternal purpose. That is not going to serve your hunger. आपका भूख मिटाने वाला नहीं है वो, भले आप उसी चीज के साथ खेल रहे हो और उससे आपका पेट भरने वाला नहीं है. Similarly, this material world, ठीक है, कुछ भौतिक इच्छाएं पूरा करने के लिए ठीक है, but unless and until you don't have a desire for God or a desire to achieve God, how can you ever think about getting out from this material world? Just imagine if a child never gets a desire to go to US to study higher, do some higher studies, or just I'm giving example, or he sees photographs of some nice Niagara Falls and this and that, Disneyland. He says, I want to go to the US to see the Disneyland, or to go and see the waterfall, or I want to go to Switzerland for that, whatever purpose may be. First thing which is, that is the desire to go over there. Then he tries to find out, चलो आज कौन सा फ्लाइट जाएगा, कौन सा वीजा लगेगा, क्या हो, and all the process starts. Similarly, if we don't have the desire for going back from this world, हम यहाँ पे खुश हैं, अच्छा है, I am happy, then we are eternally conditioned souls. That is what is नित्यबद्ध. नित्यबद्ध मतलब हम लोग बस यही बंधन में बंधे हुए हैं, अच्छा लग रहा है, मामा चाचा भाई बेटा पति पत्नी, yes, all the stuff, relatives. But all this gets cut off that very minute when you die. ये आगे आएगा कहानी. सुखदेव गोस्वामी, he didn't come out. I'm not going to describe that part of the story. I'm going to just tell that part wherein Shukdev Goswami, after taking birth, just अपना जो नाल रहता है, the umbilical cord, he just takes it and winds it up on his hand and starts moving. He doesn't even say thank you to his mother for after staying for 16 years in his mother's womb. And Vyasdev is running, putra 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 putra, चिल्ला रहे हैं पीछे, and पेड़ों से आवाज आ रही है, putra putra putra, because the voice is echoing. So Acharyas give a very nice dristant over here. They say, पुत्र वापस क्यों आ रहा है? Word पुत्र वापस क्यों आ रहा है? Is it just echoing? Is that, I mean, are they going to give some what do you say, echo effect they want to give in their literature? Is our literature so light meaning? Our literatures are very having lot of deep understanding. And they say, Acharya says, the word पुत्र being echoed means what? कितने जन्म में तुम मेरे पुत्र हो चुके हो, कितने जन्म में मैं तुम्हारा पुत्र हो चुका हूं. It is all the cycle of karma. How many times you have been a male, how many times you have been a female, how many times you have been a son, and how many times you have been the father of the same soul. So it is a eternal cycle. That's why the voice is coming back. Putra, putra, putra. So what does this mean? Putra kya, tum kya putra? कभी कम मैं आपका पुत्र इस जन्म में हूं, शायद अगले जन्म में आप मेरे पुत्र बन के आओ. So very higher understanding, please. It's a very higher understanding. So the point what we have to understand here is we are supposed to be in the spiritual world enjoying with the Lord. But the minute, that is why here very nicely the Lord is the only enjoyer. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim rachati. जब आप सोच रहे माता जी तो हलवा पूरी खा रही है, मैं नहीं खा रहा हूँ. अरे ये तो बढ़िया गाड़ी में घूम रही है, मैं नहीं घूम रहा हूँ. ये तो बढ़िया कपड़े पहन के घूम रहा है, मैं नहीं पहन रहा हूँ. That means what? You think they are the enjoyer, they are the enjoyer, they are enjoyers. Or you want to be the enjoyer? No. None of us can enjoy anything in this world. Because whatever is there in this world is an inferior energy. Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, my living entities are exploring the inferior energy of mine. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked by what foreign lady, if this world is really so bad, you always say Dukhalaya, Dukhalaya, then why did God create Dukhalaya for in the first instant? If you say Lord is so great, Lord is so nice, Lord is so beautiful, then why on the first place did Lord create this Dukhalaya? That time, Prabhupada gave a very nice answer. You are so beautiful, but your stool may be very dirty and smelly. So this is like, this material world is like the stool of the Lord. He has created this खिलौना हमको दिया है. Ja, you want to enjoy, separate from me, go and enjoy in this. And the problem is, or the best part of it is, all of us are desiring to enjoy, separate from Krishna. So that's why we are envious. Hey, मेरे कपड़े से तेरी सब कपड़े सफेद कैसे? That is why this enviousness is there, breeding inside us so much. Like in a jail, all are criminals. One may be a pocket mar, one may be a murderer, one may be a dacoit. All criminals. तो एक criminal दूसरा, तू सिर्फ pocket मारा? मैं क्या किया मालूम है? मैं डाका डाला. अच्छा, मैं तो 2-4 murder करके आया. So each one is like proud about his own achievements. And that is why the problem is, in this material world, we are all envious about each other. The reason is, how can he enjoy better than me? मैं तो ऊपर का दुनिया छोड़ के इधर आया क्यों एंजॉय करने के लिए, एंड मुझसे ये बेटर एंजॉय कर रहा है. एंड देन वी हैव अरे क्या what enjoyment she is doing here, wearing a low dress, I'm wearing a nice dress, she's going in a small car, I'm going in a big car, she's going by bicycle, I'm going in a big car. We are always trying to compare. Why this comparison is there? ज्ञान है ना, अगर हम लोग कुछ दिनों के मेहमान हैं, ज्ञान है, फिर why you have this comparison? फिर इतना भी पता है नहीं प्रभु जी आपके क्लास में हम समझ गए कर्म का खेल है ये, पूरे जन्म में जो कर्म किया उस हिसाब से. then why the hell are you comparing? Still हम लोग comparative nature है ना हमारे अंदर. अरे she is doing nicely, I am doing badly, she is doing wow, I am doing very badly. Why? And the problem is, हमारा दिमाग है ना एक तालाब में मेंढक की तरह है. हाँ, कुएं में या तालाब में जो मेंढक रहता है ना, in a small concised area, what can he compare? What can he compare? So I can compare myself with respect to you or you or you or you, but there are living entities other than the people in our circle. Are we bothered about that? We are so busy with the circle whatever we are in, उसी में लड़ने में हम लोग इतना बिजी है कि बाहर का दुनिया का हमको पता नहीं. और जब ये लोग से थक जाते हैं, चल we go out, take a new set of people and then we start comparing ourselves. That is the purpose of reunions. You know that why you have reunion? What is the purpose of school reunion and college reunion? What is the purpose? Tell me. The boy or the girl whom you hated to the core in the school and college days, you are eager to meet that person. Why? Let me see, अब कहाँ पड़ा है ये, अब किधर सड़ रहा है, either am I rotting or is that person rotting? This is the main purpose why we are all wanting to compare. Cool missing, that is the problem. We are still thinking we are the enjoyers and we are not the enjoyer. The enjoyer is Lord. We are to be enjoyed, and this principle the gopis expressed correctly. The gopis knew very well. That's why they were ready to come at the minute Krishna called them. And Krishna said, I am indebted to you. There's a very nice samvad between Krishna and the gopis after Krishna comes back. The reunion part. That is after the Krishna goes hiding and the gopi geet happens, and then when the gopis come back, that time the gopis ask Krishna, they are still angry. हमको बीच में छोड़ के कैसा गया? They're still having that anger with the gopis. So they asked Krishna indirectly. Very nice words written in Bhagavatam. We'll be reading when we'll be reaching the 10th canto. That will come. So if at all I survive to that. So when you read the 10th canto, it's very nice. That says one gopi is like biting her teeth, like she's like kundas, and he literally, the word used by Shukdev Goswami is very nice. She is staring at him as if with a glance she is going to hit him. She is staring at Krishna because that much of power she has got, because she is doing unalloyed devotional service. And she is looking at him, staring at him. And one gopi is like putting her hand on the shoulder of Krishna, and she is looking at him and glaring at him, like kunnas se. So they asked, why you, what they didn't ask directly, why you left and all. Now the story is over. What is the difference? There are some people who reciprocate to someone's love and affection, they reciprocate. There are some who are neutral and some who are amicable. That means what? They were actually hinting to Krishna. हम लोगों ने घर बार पति सब छोड़ के आए. हरि बोल. My voice is that clear? आ रहा है voice? हरि बोल. नहीं आ रहा है ना. हाँ, battery is over. What do you think to change the battery? Jigar Prabhu, here besides the saying it is mic, the bag is there. उधर ही है. Shh, silence. The minute I stop, you all want to give pravachana. मैं कथा सुनाता हूं तो लोग भी मेरे को उल्टा कथा सुनाते हैं, बट वो कथा नहीं होता है, वो व्यथा होती है. हाँ प्रभु जी क्या करें, ये है वो है, प्रॉब्लम. थैंक यू प्रभु. So just remind me tomorrow, Prabhu, to get the pack. लाना है. हरि बोल. Is the voice clear now? हाँ. Now where was I? That's a bigger question. Yeah. So the gopis asked. There are three types of people. One is immediately they respond. Some are neutral, and third are even after listening they are not bothered, or rather they are still envious. So Krishna gives an answer over there very nicely. The one who respond are not actually friendly. They have some, coveted benefit behind that plan. They are the personal plan behind it. That is why they are responding. You see, they don't have any actual love or actual feeling. They have got some personal benefits. That is why they are doing it. Second, those who are self-satisfied, they are neutral. They do not bothered. Whereas there are third is who are envious. They don't respond. That is why many times people does, आप लोग अच्छा कार्य करोगे फिर भी सामने वाला उसको कदर नहीं करता है, because he is envious. And this envy, this is the outcome of this very important point which Prabhupada is writing here. The conditioned souls have a sense of individuality or ahankar which dictates them to sense enjoyment. That is why Prabhupada always uses the word false ego. ईगो दिया किसके लिए और ईगो किसके लिए यूज हो रहा है. द पर्पज ऑफ गिविंग ईगो इज आवर सेंस ऑफ सेल्फ आइडेंटिटी, बट दैट इज गेटिंग कंटैमिनेटेड इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड व्हेन दैट लीड्स अस टू सेंस एंजॉयमेंट. मैं हूं, यस मैं, बट इन द मैं में क्या होना है? मैं खाऊंगा, मैं घूमूंगा, मैं आराम करूंगा, आई विल एंजॉय, मैं भोगता. That मैं भोक्ता वाला this thing has to be removed. Your friend got 400 form and she left. अच्छा, मुझे लगा सीधा 400 form डूब. One step ahead of Parikshit Maharaj. Okay. Yeah, please continue, Prabhu. No, sorry. Real constitutional position. Understand the real constitutional position. Yeah, please continue.
Those fortunate living entities who catch the truth and surrender unto the lotus feet of Vasudev after many births in the material world join the eternally liberated souls and thus are allowed to enter into the kingdom of Godhead. After this,
one second. That's why Bhagavad Gita gives a very important shloka. Bahut janmanam ante jnanvan mam papradanti vasudevam sarvamiti samatma सुदुर्लभ. बहुत दुर्लभ है ऐसा व्यक्ति. कौन सा? बहुजन्मानाम अन्ते, बहुत सारे जन्म लेने के बाद ज्ञानवान माम प्रपद्यन्ते. और कैसे प्रपद्यन्ते? वासुदेवम सर्वमिति. सब कुछ वासुदेव है, भोक्ता वासुदेव है, जगत वासुदेव है. एवरीथिंग इज रन बाय द लॉर्ड. एवरीथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड इज डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली द लॉर्ड. That is what समात्मा सुदुर्लभ, बहुत दुर्लभ है. और उसका कारण क्या है? What is the reason why this type of entities are very less? Because at some point or the other our sense gratification or our false ego comes into the picture. Please continue. When it comes of prapadyanti, Prabhupada is writing this word that such what is it? Who surrendered unto the lotus feet of Vasudev. So I would like to tell the small story which I told yesterday, even you are not there. So I think you all should listen. Only few souls were there yesterday. So some living entities, some souls were not there yesterday. So in yesterday's katha I had told, but I would like to share it again. Once one goat, sheep, whatever you call it, बकरी, अपने झुंड में, मालिक अपना झुंड को लेके जा रहा था गाय मतलब बकरी चराने, तो एक बकरी वहां में से अलग हो गई. It got separated. And after some time it realized that now I am lost. And it was in the jungle. Shh, बकरी got lost. And now she knew I am in real trouble. अब रात को जंगली जानवर आएंगे, I am alone, अकेली बकरी हूँ, क्या करूँ? तो उसने क्या किया? जाके घूमते घूमते देखा एक टाइगर का फुटप्रिंट, एक लायन का फुटप्रिंट देखा उसने. तो जैसे उसने लायन का फुटप्रिंट देखा, बोला चलो मुझसे कुछ तो बड़ा है ये, तो मैं इसका शरणागत हो जाती हूँ. आई विल सरेंडर टू दिस. तो बैठ गई उस फुटप्रिंट के पास, बाजू में बैठ गई. थोड़ा देर में 1-2-4 CR आए. CR, फॉक्स एंड जैकॉल्स ऑल केम. एंड क्या अपने आप को बड़ा तीसमार खान समझ रही हो, अकेले बैठी हो जंगल में, यू आर व्हाट इज ए फीस्ट फॉर अस, वी वांट टू ईट यू. मैं पागल थोड़ी हूँ, मैं ऐसी थोड़ी बैठी हूँ. The Bakri replied. The Bakri said, see, I am taking care of this footprint of my master. बाजू में आके देखा, oh, this is the footprint of lion. Now ये लोग भी डर गए थोड़ा, क्या ऊंचा पहचान रहेगा उसका, तो नहीं तो कोई लायन का फुटप्रिंट हो तो ऐसे संभालेगा नहीं. तो देवर इन डबल माइंड, अगर हम खा गए और किंग ने, दैट इज द लायन ने उसको रखा हो संभालने के लिए, रक्षा करने के लिए उसका फुटप्रिंट को, तो लायन तो हमको छोड़ेगा नहीं, जाने दो, इसको सताते नहीं है, चले गए. थोड़ी देर के बाद लायन ही आ गया, शेर आ गया. तो शेर आके बोला, क्या बकरी इधर क्यों बैठी है, डर नहीं है, मैं आ रहा हूँ. बोला क्यों डरो क्यों, मैं तो यह सेवा कर रही हूँ आपका. बोला कौन सा सेवा कर. बोला देखो आपके चरण चिन्ह है, आके देखा, हाँ ये तो मेरे चरण चिन्ह है, बस इसके ऊपर रक्षा कर रही हूँ, कोई आपका चरण चिन्ह पे पैर ना रखे और उसको तकलीफ मतलब मिट ना जाए, इसके लिए मैं रक्षा करने बैठी हूँ. शेर भी मतलब खुश हो गया, बोला इतना बड़ा भक्त है मेरा, इतना सिंसियर डिवोटी मेरा, और आज तक इतना साल में मुझे मिला ही नहीं. खुश हो गया, एकदम खुश हो गया. बोल क्या चाहिए बकरी, मांग, क्या चाहिए मांग. मांग ठीक है, आप मांगने को बोल रहे हो तो मांगती हूँ, ऐसा हो तो मुझे मांगना नहीं है बट मैं मांगती हूँ फिर. बोला क्या. एक तो भूख लगा है, अच्छा घास वास मिल जाए तो अच्छी लगी बात है, और वापस मुझे घर जाना है, मैं मेरे मालिक से अलग हो गई हूँ, झुंड से अलग हो गई हूँ. तो लकीली दैट बकरी वॉज एन एजुकेटेड बकरी, सो इट न्यू इट्स landmark, where to go back, how to go back. So when where to go back, it knew the address. So immediately the lion called out for the elephant. हाथी आओ. तो गजराज आ गए, बोले क्या काम है. देखो मेरा ऑर्डर है, ये मेरा भक्त है, स्पेशल भक्त है, एकदम मेरा चरण चिन्ह को संभाल के. तुम लोग में से कोई किया ऐसा नहीं किया, इसने किया है. जाओ अभी इसको अपने सिर पे बिठाओ और अच्छा पत्तियों का टेस्टी पत्ती खिलाओ उसको, और फिर जो एड्रेस बोले वहाँ डिलीवरी कर देना, उसको छोड़ देना उधर. सो इफ दिस मच ऑफ सरेंडर कैन हेल्प अ वेरी वीक एनिमल लाइक दिस गोट, जस्ट इमेजिन इफ वी सरेंडर टू द सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ गॉडहेड, हाउ मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड विल बी. लॉर्ड सेज ये यथा माम प्रपद्यते ताम सेवा भजाम्यहम्. As one surrenders, I reciprocate. आप थोड़ा सरेंडर करो, आई रेसिप्रोकेट मोर, बट सरेंडर तो करो. पर हम लोग क्या है, उसी हम लोग अगर बकरी बने तो ये क्या कर लेगा मेरा. शेर को देख के हम लोग यही बोलेंगे, शेर का पक्षी देख के बोलेंगे ये क्या कर लेगा मेरा बड़ा पहचान है. सो दैट इज अहंकार, ईगो. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर that as Prabhupada says over here, we should surrender. And what is the first sign of surrender? What is the first sign of surrender? Ego नहीं रखना है. Very good. Ego नहीं रखना है. But Lord ने, see one thing I'll tell you, भगवान ने सब आपको दी है आपको इस्तेमाल करने के लिए. Ego is also required because this is the element created by the Lord. But what is the purpose of this ego? And what is the misuse of this ego? That you have to understand. When Hanumanji was insulted, that was ego hurt, not of his, but it was hurt of the insult of Lord Ramchandraji. So then he showed his anger. So ego is required. You can't lose your identity. You have an identity. And what is the identity? We are dasanu das. We are servant of a servant of a servant of a servant. But we are always behaving like boss on a boss. हम तू क्या है. So it is always, we all want to become, because by doing little favor, if someone does little favor to someone, next thing what he expects, you respect me, I am your boss. I'm doing your work, no? I'm doing this, so you have to respect. That is what is false ego, pivoted reflection. In this material world, everything is a pivoted reflection. That is why the first thing is What is, okay, so it is not just ego. What is the first thing of surrender?
You think about that person.
And that in love also you think about that person.
Have complete faith.
Have complete faith.
You don't have your own. अपनी इच्छा नहीं रहती है सामने जिसको सरेंडर कर रहे हैं उसकी इच्छा से फिर हम करते हैं काम.
Very good. See, it's simple, Mataji. If I show a gun to you, I say surrender. Now what will you do? Run? Or you will just do things as per I direct you. I tell you, sit down, sit down. Go on, walk, you have to walk. No, that's what happens, right? When you have someone has a gun, you are surrender. That means you do not use your desires. You fulfill the desire of the person to whom you have surrendered. That is the first principle. What else you said? नहीं, before, after that you said something. हाँ, उसकी इच्छा से काम करो. But first and foremost, you have to understand, surrender का एक there's a nice example. I'm not able to recollect that. It's a very beautiful example of, faith. You said faith. You said faith. Faith. What is the faith? It's like, when you are giving your head to a barber. I'm going to shave nicely. And then he takes a knife and suck. You have the faith that he is only going to shave. He's going to kill you. Faith. If you don't have faith, would you go and sit in that thing? You have faith. You have faith. The pilot is going to take you. We guarantee takeoff. We don't guarantee landing. वो तो नहीं है ना. There is takeoff है तो landing होगा. तो कैसे भी लेके जाएगा वो. So that faith has to be there in it. So this is what is faith, Mataji. Faith is you should have short understanding that this person is going to take me to the right destination, and that is only possible when you have 100% faith to the Shastra. Why we are reading all this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita? The purpose of reading Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is, okay, before you fit the faith, you know for sure, yes, this is the person on whom I should put my faith. Because all trusted and tried. We always have that habit, ना? कोई भी मार्केट में नया चीज आने देना, थोड़ा मार्केट रिव्यू आने दे, बाद में लेंगे. Especially in cars and all, that's a human attitude. पहले उसका रिव्यू आने दो, मार्केट रिपोर्ट आने दो, क्या है. तो दिस इज टेस्टेड एंड ट्राइड. व्हाट इज भागवतम? व्हाट इज भगवद गीता? ये सब टेस्टेड एंड ट्राइड बाय डिवोटीज. भक्तमाल में आपके जितने भी नाभाजी, संत नाभाजी ने जितने भी भक्तमाल में लिखे हैं भक्तों के बारे में, दे आर ऑल टेस्टेड एंड ट्राइड. नाउ वी आर कॉन्फिडेंट. बिकॉज ऐसे भी है ना, हम लोग को फेथ इतना जल्दी बढ़ता नहीं. तो to create the faith, to create this understanding of this great personality, we have to read all this Shastra of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Then we are convinced that this is the person on whom we have to put our faith. नहीं तो फिर भी डाउट रहता है, क्या मालूम प्रभु जी, शनिवार को क्लास ले रहे हो, हनुमान जी के पास भी जाके आ सकता हूँ. I can have a faith. It's not that you have to disrespect Hanuman ji. No, he is something super great. That is what we say is Das Das Dasanudas. What is the meaning of Dasanudas? हनुमान जी, रामचंद्र जी के दास कौन है? हनुमान जी. हम उनके दास बनेंगे, बट तुम तेरे अखंड ब्रह्मचारी, हमको दे दो एक नारी. ये करना नहीं है हमको. हमको ये नहीं करना है कि भाई हनुमान जी के मंदिर में गए, लड़का दे दो, बच्चा दे दो, नौकरी दे दो. ये नहीं करना है. भैया रामचंद्र जी के पास जाने का मार्ग दे दो. प्लीज टीच मी द प्रोसेस बाय विच आई कैन अचीव लॉर्ड रामचंद्र जी. So that is Das Dasanudas. That is the actual way in which you understand this process. Yes, please continue, Prabhu.
After this, such fortunate living entities need not come again within the occasional material creation. But those who cannot catch the constitutional truth are again merged into the Mahat Tattva at the time of the annihilation of the material creation. When the creation is again set up, the Mahat Tattva is again let loose. This Mahatattva contains all the ingredients of the material manifestations, including the conditional soul. Primarily,
Acha, wait. Let me complete this, then we'll take the primarily how the 16 parts are taken, that we'll discuss. Now here, what is the meaning of Mahat Tattva? Or this is also called as Pradhana. There's another word used for this is Pradhan. What is this Mahat Tattva? All this entire 5 elements, that is the 16 elements, the 5 gross elements, the 3 subtle elements, then your time and all these factors, they are all together made into one concised thing, you can see, which is called as Mahat Tattva. और जितने भी आत्माएं हैं, जितने भी सोल्स हैं जो भगवान के धाम, भगवत धाम में नहीं जाते हैं, उनका क्या करेगा? They are also kept here only. It's like at the time of pralay, when the pralay comes, after every 4 yugas, there is one small pralay. Not pralay, there is small pralay, and there is one called as Mahapralay, which comes on the end of ब्रह्मा का एक दिन जब पूरा हो गया, 100 साल पूरा खत्म होता है, तब महाप्रलय आता है. So that Brahma's day calculation is very complicated and it's very long. But for us, we have to understand that every 4 yugas are over, is one small pralay. At that time, it may happen, but for sure, when the Mahapralay happens, जितने भी वो ATKT वाले, नॉन पास वाले स्टूडेंट्स का क्या होता है, जो फेल हो जाते हैं, वो बच्चों का क्या होता है? They go home, stay for 1 or 2 months, and after 2 months, come back to the same college. तो वैसे ही है, जो souls यहाँ पे because of their sense gratification do not leave this material world and are stuck in this material world, they are kept in the Mahat Tattva. All the souls and all the ingredients of making this material manifestation are together called as Mahat Tattva. That is what Prabhupada is very clearly explaining. When the creation is again set up, the Mahat Tattva is again let loose. वापस उसको बनाने दे दिया जाता है. It's like put it this way, very simple way. I mean, it's a little crude example, but just to give you an understanding, we got some recycle processes, recycled plastic. So when the plastic is created, it is used, but nothing happens to that at the end of the thing. It's like a soul, it's eternal. It doesn't get degenerated that fast. So again it is put inside a machine, again it is taken into a liquid form, and again reblown into some plastic utensil or anything it may be. So that is always called as recycle. So don't worry, we are also recycle products. This earth is a recycled product. This body is a recycled product. The entire 5 elements, the soul himself is a recycled product. Only thing is, we take new bodies. When the body gets old, we take up a new body. That's it. Yes, what are now the constituents of the 16 constituents, Prabhuji? Please read it out.
Primarily, this Mahatattva is divided into 16 parts, namely the 5 gross material elements and the 11 working instruments of senses. It is like the cloud in the clear sky. In the spiritual sky, the effulgence of Brahman is spread all around, and when the whole system is dazzling in the spiritual light, the Mahatattva is assembled in some corner of the vast, unlimited spiritual sky, and the part which is thus covered by the Mahatattva is called as the material sky. This part of the spiritual sky called as Mahatattva is only an insignificant portion of the whole spiritual sky, and within this Mahatattva there are innumerable universes. All the universes are collectively produced by Karanodakshaya Vishnu, called also the Mahavishnu, who simply throws his glance to impregnate the material sky.
Now, this is very nicely explained in Brahma Samhita. Who all attended, if you all remember, I hope it has not evaporated. How that is what is called as Shambhu Tattva. The glance is considered like the male part, which impregnates, said that when Lord glances on Rama Devi, and she impregnates the entire world. And how does, what is being impregnated? All the souls which could not be liberated, those souls are collected back, kept in a small portion in the, spiritual sky. And then when this creation again starts, vapas, these souls are put back in this material world. It is like, in a zoo, some animals are moving around, but the zoo has to be cleaned. Suppose something has become dirty. So all the animals are taken and put in one corner cell or something of that sort. Then the whole zoo is cleaned. And then again the animals are left inside. Similarly, we don't get liberated. We are kept in the Mahat Tattva, and again it is kept back. And what are the 16? The 5 main elements, that is earth, water, fire, sky, air and ether, plus the 11. आगे 25 elements आएंगे आपको. That is the working senses, the knowledge acquiring senses, then time and all the various things are there. 25 elements total आएंगे आपको. That we'll discuss when we'll go that place. It's already 8:50. So we'd like to close today's class over here. If anybody has got any doubts or questions, can ask.